Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to another training. For those who don't know me, my name is Lehumo Presentation. I am one of the founders of Lehumo Brands. And every Wednesday, 7 p.m., we release a new video just for training, just to make sure that everyone is on the same level, on the same page, and just making sure that as an IBO, you're well equipped to basically grow your business. The statistics in the network marketing field show that only about 1 to 2% typically make significant money in network marketing, which for me means that it's not a problem with the model. So the problem is not the network marketing model. The problem is that 98 to 99% of the people that come into the network marketing space either have the wrong expectation. So some people, in terms of the wrong expectation, I mean, some people come into the opportunity just to they think it's a get rich quick scheme. So you just, do one or two things and the money will just come. And then when they get into the opportunity, they are faced with the reality. And when they're faced with the reality, they quit, right? That is my honest view, and that because I've seen it I've seen it for some time. The Lehumo Brands is it's not my first time being in the network marketing space, and being around the model. I've seen that it's not so much that the problem is with the model more than it is people with the wrong expectations. One, number two, very little training. So we don't spend enough time training people to understand that, in order to make it in this business, you must know what you need to do. And all you then do is do that one thing consistently, right? And so that's the point of these trainings. So today we're covering training again on recruitment. Let me share my screen quickly. So yeah, we're focusing again on recruitment. So look, in the network marketing space, you make money out of two things basically. You make money from profits, so you buy the cleaning products from Lehumo for X amount and then you sell them for Y. And the difference between X and Y is then your profit, right? Great. But a lot of or majority of the income that you make in any network marketing business, including Lehumo, is ultimately in your recruitment, your commissions. Because when you recruit other people, think about it this way. You are one person, right? You can buy 100 products as stock. You're not going to sell all 100 of them in one go. You're going to sell them over time. So your income is limited in that sense that if you take 20 days or 10 days to sell your full 100 products, you're only going to make your profit over those 10 days. But when you recruit, what you're doing then is what we call leverage. You are leveraging time. So what that means is that now you've recruited 10 people under you. The same 10 people, when they buy their 10 products, or 100 products, like you bought your 100 products, instead of just waiting 20 days or 10 days to make profit over the selling, you are making also commission on those things that they are buying. So if you have 10 recruits under you and they buy 100,000 Rand worth of stock, for example, you get 15% on level one. So that means you get 15,000 Rand just on those people buying stock, whilst you have your own stock that you are selling. So majority of the money in this network marketing world is from commissions, which is recruitment. And so the selling part of the selling of the products, that's the easy part. Usually people struggle with the recruitment, and that's why we are overemphasizing the recruitment part of things. Not to say that this is a pyramid scheme or anything like that, but the training, we are emphasizing the recruitment because one, this is where majority of your money is going to come from. Number two, a lot of people have the wrong understanding of recruitment. So some people think it's about personality. I don't know enough people. I'm shy. All these excuses we make for ourselves. And that's why we then created the power of 10 process or system, because the system happens irrespective. For example, a car is a system. When I get into the car and I press the start button or put in the key in the ignition and I start it, the system called the engine and everything else around the car starts on the basis that I triggered the motion and it starts and it goes. So the car does not move on the basis whether I'm confident or not. Even a person who does not know how to drive, the moment they get in the car and they press that start button, the car is going to start on the basis that it's a system. It's irrespective of the driver. So in the same light, when you have a system in recruiting, it's irrespective of personality, confidence, and all of these things. So that is why we're emphasizing the recruitment. So, first things first, you need to deal with the mindset of the recruiter. So, you recruiting people, let's first start dealing with the mindset. Number one, you're not selling, right? You're not selling. So, you're not trying to manipulate people into something. What you are doing is you're looking for people who are already looking to better their lives. We know them. We have friends, we have family, we have colleagues and things like that. People that we talk to all the time, and they are saying, hey man, or you are on social media and you see someone writing a post saying they are tired of paying their bond, or they want to take their child to a new school, but income. What we're trying to do is look for people that are already looking to better their lives, because the last thing you want is to recruit people that are not even ambitious. You don't want to recruit people that are not even looking to improve their lives. You're going to frustrate yourself, right? So you're already looking for people that are looking to improve their lives, and you are positioning Lehumo as that vehicle for them. Number two, your posture is everything. What this means is that when you approach people, you approach them with the confidence that you're giving them the solution to their problems. That is why with Lehumo brands, the main concept is, or the main messaging is, why doesn't your cleaning products pay you back? You're already buying these things at the store every single month, but this is money you're just paying somewhere and that's it. Now we have a vehicle where the same products that you're buying, it's already part of your budget. Now it brings back money into your pocket. So it is the posture that you carry when you approach people. Number two, we are solving problems and adding value. We're solving problems on the basis that you already have to buy these cleaning products. So we're not saying now you don't, now you must take the money and put it somewhere else and not buy. No, no, you are still buying the same cleaning products, but now they come with an opportunity to make money out of it. So this business opportunity, or this income generating opportunity, you are helping families make money from the same cleaning products that they're already buying. So it's not a matter of saying you're already spending 200 Rand, or 200 Pula, or whatever the case, on cleaning products. But and now we are saying don't do that. Take that same money and give it to us. No, we are not saying that. We are saying you are still buying the same product, so you're not substituting anything. The only difference is that now you're getting more value. More value means what? The same products that you were spending on, that were just taking money away from you, now they're bringing money back into your pocket. And then lastly, there's something when we talk about the mindset of a recruiter or someone who's recruiting people in their team, is what we call the law of the first circle. What this means is that you are responsible for your own behavior. So, whatever it is, that the way you do things in yourself and through your business, that is the same thing that your team is going to duplicate. So, people don't duplicate what you say, they duplicate what you do. So, in other words, the law of the first circle, in simple terms, means lead by example. Lead by example. If you are going to be great at recruiting, and that's the power of 10, you recruit your 10 people and you teach them to recruit their 10, they teach their 10 to recruit their 10, and so forth. And by the time you're at level 5, you have over 100,000 people in your network. How good your people are going to recruit is on the basis of what you do, not what you say, right? So get good at doing it so that people see and mirror you, basically. Number two, we have then what we call the concept of the ladder of escalation. What this means is that recruitment is a process. It's not just a one-time event. You don't just recruit once and that's it. It is a process. As much as we talk about the power of 10, go beyond the 10. The 10 is just a formula. We are giving you a formula to say recruit your 10, teach them two. But the same formula, you can still multiply it and say recruit your 20 and teach them to get their 20. You can still say recruit your 100 and help them get to their 100. We are just starting you with the power of 10 because it's easier for a lot of people who are not necessarily familiar with all these things. It's not a big number that now will crack their brains, right? 10 people, 10 people. You can take two from your family, two from your friends, three from your colleagues, whatever, people from your church, you can easily get to 10 people. But you can multiply, but recruitment is a process. So what you do then is you use what you call a series of exposures. So you expose the people that you want to recruit to a series of things. So number one, this is where you ask them a few questions that's just to see if they want to make more money. So the step one is qualifying them. So this is when you speak to them and say, hey, is there a debt you want to close? What's your financial goal for the year? If you had to give me two financial goals you have for the year, what is it? And you just listen to that. If someone says, I want to buy a car, someone not says, I want to buy a house, or I want to pay off my house, or I want to close off debt, that the credit card debt or the car debt that I have, whatever the case, you listen to that, because step one, you're qualifying them to see if they have a strong enough why. If someone says, I just want to make extra, what does that mean? If someone says, I just want to make extra money, without qualifying what that means, they are not the right person for you. You need someone, like I said in the beginning, who already is looking to improve their lives, and you can only improve what you are aware of. So it's one thing for me to say, I want to make an extra 1,000. What does that mean? Versus me saying, I want to make an extra 1,000 to put it towards my bond so I can close off my house quicker. That means that this is something this person has really thought about. The second exposure is what we then call the first look. So this is where you take them through a one-on-one. You can go on a Zoom meeting and take them through the presentation. You can record a video. So there's videos that we've recorded as the founders, which we'll share with all the IBOs once it's ready. It's going to be on YouTube, and then you can just, the moment you qualify the person, send them the video, because we are taking in that video, we are explaining the opportunity and taking them through how they can make money, or you can send the presentation, either or. So that's then the first look. The second look is where then you have a whole meeting. So they can see that it's not just you and them, there's other people. You can invite two or three other IBOs to your home, or people that you want to enroll. You can bring them into your home or have coffee around the table and just take them through everything. And then you have the major event. This is where you bring in your entire team, and once a month or once every quarter, every 3 months, you have a big team. You can even invite me and my wife as the founders of the business to come speak to the people that you have in your teams and the people you want to recruit. We are even planning now one to in Botswana. We are planning a few in South Africa as well. So these are major events. So that's what I'm saying. It's a process. Some people would sign up from a qualification perspective. The moment you send them the video, they want to sign up. Some people take longer. You have to recognize that not everyone is going to sign up just by showing them a video. Sometimes it's just social proof. Show them that this is an actual thing. There's actual people involved. There's actual opportunity, kind of thing. So one of the things that you need to master is what we call the money skill, and that's the invitation, the ability to invite. So the goal is always to get an appointment. The goal is also always to get that person into an appointment. So never try to explain the whole business over the phone or over WhatsApp. Just give them enough information to create that anticipation. For example, this is products that for example, how much are you spending every month? The person says 150 on cleaning products. How much of that money did you get back from whatever store? Obviously, they're going to say zero. Then you say to them, how about you spend the same 150 with Lehumo, get the same products, but now you stand a chance to actually get one, profits and commissions on the very same money. So now you're having that conversation, and that's just enough information to create intrigue. So over the phone, it's just a 2-minute thing. You don't have to, it's either a call, a WhatsApp message, a voice note, whatever. And then that's when you invite them into the big thing where you have your big presentation. So the typical thing would be that you have these kind of short infomercial things with people, and when the person shows interest, so now you can see that this is a person with a strong enough why they qualify. Then you invite them into a Zoom meeting that you're going to host every Thursday. Then everyone you've spoken to is invited into this Thursday. This then talks to the whole the third step, which is the second look. This is where you have a meeting with a short number of people. That's why the Zoom meeting is important, because when other people are seeing that, oh, there's 30 other people who are interested in the same thing, I don't want to lose out, versus when you're just talking to one person, correct? So yeah, so that's the thing. So then there's the indirect approach. So this is for people you know casually. This is people you comment on their post on Facebook. You don't necessarily know them, but you know them on social media. And so sometimes it's just an inboxing thing saying, hey, I've started this business opportunity called Lehumo, and I'm looking to add a few more people under my team. Are you interested? And then sending that video and whatever the case. The direct approach is usually for more close friends. So this is where you ask them, what do you know about network marketing? You need to know this. And need to know this basically means explain the Luhumo concept, which is these are products they are already buying. And now they can start making money out of them. And so, and the last thing is just urgency and passion. You want to exude passion, but also urgency, because you don't want people that are dragging their feet and taking too long to make a decision. You move on. You created an agency. Hey, I'm looking to sign 10 people this week, kind of thing, as opposed to I'm looking to sign up 10 people. That's not creating urgency. And so people follow excitement. So let them know that you are moving and you are moving fast. And you want them to see this almost immediately. If you've already made commission from Lehumo brands, show them that in my first month, this is what I've made, and I only bought X amount of stock, whatever the case. But if you haven't made profit as yet or haven't made commission as yet, use other people's testimonies. What we're going to be doing every month, and we've started even in January, is we share how much commissions have been paid for the month and who are the top 3 earners. Use that to your advantage as well, to show that people are making real money in this opportunity, that kind of thing. So urgency and passion is important. So with the Lehumo business, we then call it the 5-step Lehumo presentation. Number one, when you talk to someone, focus on their dreams, right? Don't focus just on yourself to say I'm recruiting 10 people. No, no. Focus on their dreams. What is important to them? Is it paying off a debt? Is it buying a car? And then you work with them through that and frame the conversation according to that, to say, oh, you want to buy a car? Which car do you want to buy? I want to buy 2026 Audi A3. Okay, 2026 Audi A3 new from the box. You're probably looking at a 15,000 rand a month car repayment. 15,000 rand. So that's what you need to make every month. Additional income you need every month to qualify for that car. So you make it real for them, because now they have a goal of 15,000 rand a month. Then that's when now you start mapping out the opportunity with them on the basis of that. And then number two, you explain then how to turn that monthly expense. So they're already buying the clothing, the cleaning products. Now, how does the Luhumo business turn that into an income generating asset for them to achieve that 15,000 a month they need for the car, right? I'm just using the car as an example. And then you highlight that Lehumo is a business that operates in South Africa, has IBOs in Lesotho, has IBOs in Botswana. We recently signed people in Swaziland, people in Namibia. So it's a fast-growing business opportunity that's not just located in one place. It's pretty much giving opportunity to multiple people in many African countries, right? And then you showcase the product. So if you have in-person meetings, you can literally demonstrate the products with them, where you can show, like even in this image, for example, this is the multi-purpose cleaner, one of our favorite products, my wife and I, because this product pretty much replaces a lot of the products that people tend to buy, because it pretty much cleans almost everything. Not everything, but almost everything. Like the other time we spilled something on the carpet. Or I spilled I spilled something on the carpet. So before my wife could see it, I quickly grabbed the multi-purpose cleaner and I sprayed it on the carpet, left it for a few minutes, and literally took the paper towel and wiped it off, and it was off. Yesterday, we're sitting on the couch. My daughter kicks my glass, it pours on my shirt, took off my shirt, sprayed a little bit on it, put it in the bathroom to put on a new shirt, and then in the morning all I did is washed it off and put it on the washing line, and the stain was never there, you know. And this is a product that you can use to clean your ovens, you can clean your braai stands, you can clean pretty much anything and everything with this product. So you showcase and demonstrate, you know, our dishwashing liquid is a 16% active ingredient, one of the high quality products that you would find in the market, you know. If with 16% active ingredient, most products that you find don't get there. So you see it's high foaming, it works really well. So showing people as opposed to telling them. 16% active ingredient means nothing to the normal person. What they care about is that this dishwash liquid, high foaming, does it take off the stains, all of that stuff. So demonstrate. And then the last thing is the support system. That's why we have the trainings. The trainings is to support the IBOs, but also show the power of 10 system. Teach them the power of 10 system, hold them accountable to the system to say, look, you are under my team. And so for the next 60 days, for the next 12 months, your goal is to sign 10 people, you know, and you know, for the first month, your goal is to sign the first 5 people. So pretty much every week you need to sign 1 or 2 people every single week, and you make sure that and you help them succeed in it, right? And so remember, when you're an IBO and you're recruiting people, you ultimately become their leader. So you need to lead them, but leadership doesn't mean you do the work for them. It just basically means you help them. Okay, and then so the secret to duplication, or the secret to recruiting quickly, is that you use third-party tools. You never put yourself as the expert. And I'll explain one. So explain why. So if your lips are moving, in other words, if you're talking to people, you should always be pointing them to a third-party tool, not necessarily you explaining everything. And that's why, for example, my wife and I recorded the video where I'm taking people through the opportunity and how they can make money and all of that. So once you have qualified a person that this person has a strong enough why, and they would pretty much do well in the business, you point them to the YouTube video, you know, you point them to the presentation PDF. We did the presentation, we uploaded it on the dashboard. So all you have to do is log into a dashboard, go to resources and download the presentation PDF and send it to the people that you want to recruit. Usually, most people don't go through that presentation PDF because it's quite a lot to read. That's why we went through the concept of the video. We will share the video link once it's up, but you always point people to another third party. So the interaction between you and the prospect, and the interaction should always be you, the person you want to recruit, and the platform or the tool. So let's call it the video. So your job is to get this person and see if they qualify and they have a strong enough why. If they do, point them to the video, because the video explains everything. What this does is that it removes your personality from the equation, because a lot of people struggle in recruitment because they think that they are not good enough with sales, they are not their personalities does not allow them this and that, right? So it removes all of that from the interaction. So why this works is that when you use the tools, when you use the video, the person is thinking, I can do this too. The reason for that is that it models the behavior. If you, as the recruiter, act as the professional expert, your team will feel that they can't match you. For example, I've been in business since I was 19. I'm 36 this year. I was mentored in speaking and sales and presentations. So presentation, sales, marketing, that's my forte. So you give me a presentation at 1 p.m., at 1:05, and you tell me that I need to present it. I'll present it as if you've given me this thing 2 weeks ago, right? Because that's me, that's my training, that's my personality. Now, if I am going to present all these things to people through my personality, it will inspire them, but it will also frustrate them, because people are then thinking, I'm not Lebogang, I can't do what Lebogang does. So when you point them to a third party, it explains everything and removes Lebogang from the equation. in this sense, it's a very bad example because Lewang is the guy in the video, but let's just say we're talking about you, you know? So when you point people to a video that explains the opportunity, it keeps things simple. They don't necessarily have to gauge it against you and say, Ish, this person is my leader, but I can't match the leader kind of thing, right? So yeah. So the last thing is that launch with a major blast. What this basically means in simple terms, keep the momentum. The thing about this business is that get your momentum and keep your momentum. Don't lose momentum. And that is why for me, when a person joins the business, and that's why in the beginning I was saying, statistics show us that only 1 to 2% of the people that are in network marketing businesses actually make significant money. My view is that the 98% that don't necessarily make significant money is because they lose momentum. People join and they sit back and say, let me see how this is going to turn out. No, you are losing momentum. For every day you're just sitting back, you are losing momentum. So you need to create the momentum. Talk to 50 to 100 people in your first month. Remember, you must take the long game, right? Give yourself 12 months in this business. Don't say next week you're going to fail because you're setting yourself up for pressure, right? So say to yourself that I'm giving myself a 12-month view. I'm going to speak to as many people as possible. I'm not going to look at statistics, how many people. No, no. I'm going to speak to as many people as I can from my first month. And from there, I have built momentum. So all I do is continue that because I have a system called the power of 10 that basically teaches me to teach others to do the same thing. And then you have your first grand opening. So this is where you invite your closest friends, you bring them to a home meeting. You show them the products, you explain the opportunity, you play the video, right? You focus on the power of 10. So this is where you focus on your first 10 core people who will follow the system for consistent growth. Once you get to your first 10, you don't stop. Again, we don't lose momentum. Go for your second 10, your third 10, fourth 10. If with the power of 10 model, if you focus just on getting 10 people and you teach them to get their 10, da 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 da, it will take you about 18 months to start making about 50,000 Rand or 50,000 every month in this business, right? But if I add another 10 on my first line, so I get my first 10, and then I get my second 10, and I get my third 10, I can cut that 18-month period to 12 months, to 6 months. It all depends on how many people I have at my first line and teaching them to do the thing. So that I'm saying momentum. You must consistently be signing up people. You must consistently be talking to people and teaching them to do the same thing. So follow the process and then commit to 1 year. Don't evaluate your results um, after every 2 days. No, no, 12 months, right? 12 months. The major thing for you is that I must be talking to X amount of people every day around this opportunity, whether I'm finding them on my social media because I'm posting about it, people are going to ask and all of those things, but consistently talk to people. Anyway, thank you guys. I hope this video has been beneficial for you. Again, do not lose momentum. Kick off the momentum. I think every video I'm talking about this lady because she epitomizes what it takes to make it in this business. There's a lady in Botswana. She's already, I think, on 8 IBOs as I'm recording this. And she's only been in the business, I think this is the fourth week. So she's only been in the business for a month. 90% of the commission from January was her. Now she's already at 8 people under her first level. That's momentum. That's momentum. 4 weeks in the business, you're already closing off your first 10 recruits or almost closing them off. You've already made commission. She's bought stock twice already. Um, for me, that lady inspires me because of the momentum. She has momentum and she's carrying on. Almost every other day, we are seeing people from Botswana signing up, and we can always link them up to her. We can see that, oh, We are growing in Botswana, but it's all pointing back to the same lady. And so I'm only sharing this to say this business is about momentum. Give yourself 12 months and say to yourself, I'm going to commit myself fully. And you commit yourself fully every single day. You commit yourself when you feel like it. You commit yourself when you don't feel like it. You post on Facebook or whatever when you feel like it, and you post when you don't feel like it. You invite people to a presentation when you feel like it or when you don't feel like it. But you are consistent with it. A year from now, we will be hosting IBO award ceremonies and things like that, and you would be going on stage as one of the people that did well in this year. Play the long game. Anyway, guys, thank you guys. Bye bye.